Welcome to Practical Principles. This is Practical Prince doing talk and tarot. We'll do as many readings as we can in the next little bit. And yeah, let's go ahead and pop this. And who knows, maybe I'll just monologue. We'll see. But yeah, hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good Friday, and hopefully that leads to a great weekend. Let's go ahead and set some of this up. And I'm going to need to mute a bit. We're still going to try the debugging thing. But yeah, it will create a feedback loop, which we can avoid if I mute for a moment. So that's what we're up to. And let's see. All right, one sec. Peace and quiet. Excellent. That's how we know whether or not it's working. So yeah. And then I'll try to wait till it starts getting buggy before recording, because that seems to be an issue as well. So yeah, the Facebook issue was resolved Monday. There was a Twitch issue, but that should be resolved at this point. So we should have a full stream. I'll go ahead and start shuffling decks. Had a nice break. So who knows, maybe people are still slow after taking Wednesday off. Maybe I'll end up reading for myself. Who knows? Or maybe Friday is no longer popular. We'll see. I should probably check the analytics. It's been a little while since we've been on the new schedule, I think. So we should be able to do something there. There we go. That one should be good. Let's go ahead and there we are. There's just one of these cards where the edging is wearing. I haven't identified which one it is. Like, I don't know which card that is. Or maybe I do, but I can't consciously recall that. So, yeah. And yeah. was worried for a sec that I didn't have sound, but no, we're good. So that's great. Okay. Only 2 more decks to go, and then maybe we'll pull out some Spread Machine. At this rate, I don't think we'll be replicating the Safari issue. Because I want to say that that's somehow related to the chats. I wonder if my test account is going to work finally. I should follow up on that. Because if I can reproduce it that way, then you guys don't need to worry about me doing tech stuff during the stream. Yep. Just finish shuffling this, and then either we'll start reading for you or we'll start reading for me. Or I guess maybe I'll monologue, but we'll see. Do that again. One more time. There we go. That's better. Okay. Let's set this over here. And we can set this aside. Question is, am I going to use Spread Machine? Because I don't have a particular question. Yeah, I should be good. So then what would we be doing? Howdy, 100. How's it going? Pretty good. Day's just getting started, so hasn't been too bad yet. Hey, Lavina, doing well. Did my reading for you? I should just check that. Because Facebook was having those issues on Monday. So I don't know that that actually went through. They probably just sent right now as I was checking. So there's 100%, but they haven't asked a question yet. So if they do, they would be first. Otherwise, it would be you right after. Okay. This aside. Just gotta use the right deck. No problem. And yeah, Lavina, I just checked our thread. I'm guessing it just sent right now. So can go ahead and take a look at that. Of course, if you had another question, you can message me or stick it in the chat. Yep, that's, gosh darn it, why did I do that? It was on the right side. I was expecting to use a different deck. But we're going to be using Prismavisions. So let's see what we get. And it takes me a little bit because I sense which cards are involved. I don't just flip from the top or something. So if I'm quiet and contemplative, that's why. Okay. Hey, waifu. Oh, and let me highlight 100%. There we go. Right. Okay. Hey, Moon. How's it going? Is it the other way? Oh, we can check that in a bit. Let's see. What else is there? And where is it? Strictly speaking, I just communicate with a higher power. But if they're willing to relay that, then yeah. That's really on them, though. I do believe the dead continue, so that's consistent with my beliefs. But it's not like I've got a straight line to them, so. Ooh. I'm sorry. You doing okay? Your family okay? We can organize those later. Do we have... Yeah, I doubt I could facilitate a two-way conversation. I've gotten messages through tarot before, but unless there's like a really strong connection from the divine, I don't see that really happening. You can try it, but okay. Anyone in particular, Xiaojing? Or just future of love? Which one? Okay. That's probably everything, but let me check. Right. And it seems fine. Okay. So 100%. Got a few things. These ones are what I call tempered pairs. So you've got the primary card in front. That's the primary meaning, but then it's modified, moderated, or tempered by the card behind it. So we've got three different aspects going on here. 8 of Swords, tempered by King of Wands. I mean, 8 of Swords deals with mental entrapment, justice. This is karmic. I'll have to double check King of Wands. I feel like I don't get as many wands as other things. Temperance, tempered by the Page of Wands. So justice is very karmic. There's balance in things. So, I mean, if you do good, you'll get good. If you do bad, you'll get bad. Yes, waifu. Go ahead and just put your question in. I just try to do it in the order that people join. Entrapment, moderation. But let me get the wands so that I understand the tempering effect. So let me set that down. And pull out our guide. Not Cosmo, Prisma. Okay, and let's start with the King of Wands. I'm a little more concerned about that one. More so for the 8 of Swords than the Wands, but Queen, King. Creative leader, visionary, passionate. Patron deity of the pursuit of passion, you need only to embody the king's indomitable spirit to give yourself direction and purpose. Creative, bold, and outgoing, he commands attention through his radiant presence, a man who is truly alive. When you see him in a reading, consider how you might take charge by inspiring others. Unremittingly follow your passions. So basically, you need to lead out. That's what it's recommending as far as overcoming the 8 of Swords. And it's not like the 8 of Swords is shutting you down per se, but it's limiting you. Whether you notice it or not, you'd have to judge. But yeah, as far as getting past it, you have to own up to that leadership role, even if it's just for yourself. And then let me do the Page of Wands. I need that on Temperance. Inspiration, enthusiasm, potential. When you see the Page of Wands in a reading, you are about to set out on a journey of the mind. You've been struck with some novel or wonderful idea, and you have the naive, unfettered enthusiasm of a child to catalyze it. Take risks like you've never been hurt. Believe wholeheartedly in something. Your divine vibrancy will bring your vision to life. Your courage and passion will see it to completion. So given that we got this on Temperance, let me just skim that real quick. I want to say you're going to be moderating in that direction. Yeah. Yeah. So sort of similar to Justice in the balancing part. But it seems you may have played it, or you may be playing it a little too safe. So the page of wands is saying you need to accept that some risks are okay. They're needed if you're going to make progress. So, and that's not to say be dumb about it. There's smart ways to do risky things. Most people don't free climb, they use a rope. So, same sort of thing there. Let me know if you've got questions, 100%. That was everything. And we've suddenly got a lot of people. So let me go through and put together a list so that I can keep track. We have Lavina now. Let me go ahead and highlight that, because that'll be next. Afterwards, we've got Waifu. And then we've got Mooney. And Zhaojing. Hopefully I did that right. And I think that's everybody. Okay. Excellent. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, just to recap, Lavina now, Waifu next, then Mooney, then Zhaojing. I never really know how long the readings will take, so if you want to, like, if I have your question, you're free to bounce and watch the video later, or if you want to stay on or hop back in, all of that's good. Just want to be respectful of your time. Now, Lavina, how is tarot and the person this morning? Let's just start with tarot since that was first. Which question? Is that Prisma as well? Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be the same deck. How is it going? And in a sense, yeah, what direction are we going? Where are we at? Where are we going? Okay. 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 Who's that? Do we have more? Okay. Let me see if I got them. Let me see if I got them all. bit weaker. Yeah, okay. So left to right, where we're at, where we're going. I mean, more accurately, there'd be this space over here for farther out into the future, but pretty close coming and then a little farther out into the future. But present, 7 of chalices. Makes sense. You're learning. Knight of Wands, tempered by moderately so. King of Pentacles. And then over here, we've got 10 of chalices. So that should be good. 7 of chalices, you've got the issue struggling with fantasy versus fact, fiction versus nonfiction. So, and that makes sense. That's really getting in tune with your divine connection. Get it and making sure you can read that well. So that makes sense that that would be an issue right now. Knight of Wands, I'll need to double check. I want to say this is a spurt of energy. King of Pentacles tempering this, saying you're very capable and able to do it. But I think there's probably a bit more detail or nuance to that. 10 of chalices, you're just emotionally sound, well balanced. So that'll be a good place to be at. So really, it's just this one I'm wondering about. So let me set this down. Sorry. Vajera, yes, I guess. I mean, how would you want to do that, I guess? Do you have specific people I could try doing a yes, no, or we could just try seeing what the cards are? And if you can connect the dots, then that's fine. Knight of Wands. Yeah. Okay. Too far again. Confidence, surge of energy, passion. The Knight of Wands may propend of a surge in confidence and energy, the fire catching from the spark of the page. But do not depend on the initial fervent swell to see you through to the end. Ultimately, a disciplined strategy will pay greater dividends than a short-lived burst of enthusiasm. Focus on the vision at hand and ask yourself if you are being passionate or merely brash. So you'll probably have some sort of breakthrough. I don't know exactly what that would be. Basically, don't let that go to your head. But yeah, if you're wise about it with the King of Pentacles, you'll definitely be able to make that a lasting strategy for you, whatever that breakthrough is. So okay, that's fine. We've got quite a few people before you. We've got 4 right now. But yeah, when we get to you, you can pick and we can work through that. And then for Lavina's second, the person this morning. And for that, yes, Destiny deck. Okay. Let me switch over. Give this a good shuffle. It's probably because I forgot to put on my glasses. So if I struggle to see the cards, that's why. Let's pull this out. Okay. And then because there was a little clarification. Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, good for the time being. Let's find out. Okay. I mean, this could come out a yes, no. It could come out a read on them. We'll just get through the cards and find out. Let's see. Let me check. Okay, so there should be a little more. Where is it? Okay, is that everything? Okay. And do we have... Okay, and that is moderately tempered. Okay. So the sides and then, yes, okay. So we did get a yes, no, these three. These have extra information on the sides. This one being tempered somewhat. It's not strong, but it's not weak. So 3 of Pentacles, that's a yes. And it's the combination of the 3 that gives us the yes, no, or in between. The Lovers, yes. The Moon, I want to say Moon is a no, but that's fine. The combination. Yeah, so Moon would be a no, but then, yeah, the others are yes. So we've got 2 yes, a no. So yes, they're fine to keep for now, but it may take time. So as far as when they'll actually mature and be a good prospect. Well, I guess we don't really know that. Let's see what the extra cards have to say. We've got Three of Pentacles tempered by, what is that, 9? King of Pentacles. Logical father. Okay. Let me read up on that one just to be sure. But then the moon, I mean, that's the issue where they're struggling a bit to see clearly. There's the, where is it? Yeah, illusion there. So they need to work through some of that, figure out if it's kind of similar to the Seven of Cups, figuring out what's real, what's not. But yeah, so King of Pentacles. Let me check on that one. Modifying the architect. So set that down. And let's get, we'll pull up our guide since this one's digital. King of Pentacles. Has achieved mastery in the material world, particularly with success in finances and life planning. Obviously, this is about marriage. Excuse me. This card symbolizes the father archetype, who is visionary and works hard for rewards. This figure is reliable, generous, practical, and feels happiest in a settled relationship. This card often comes up in a reading to indicate that financial matters are improving. Enjoy the success and comfort you have worked towards. If there is an ongoing conflict, it is going to soon be resolved. So, I mean, that's speaking pretty positively of them. I mean, primarily we had the architect, which is planning for success. So that's good. The fact that they've got the king tempering this just makes that better. So pretty positive there. They'll just need to finish working through the moon. So yeah, they might need some time, but there's no reason to turn them away, I guess. Oh. For some reason, it's requiring me to prove who I am. No problem. Okay, so let me check who's next. There we go. Okay. So waifu's up. Let me find that. There we go. My education. Worth it, and if it's the right path for me. Okay. And if you have questions, you know how to reach out. So you're good. No problem. Wife. Gosh, I guess my well, when you say education and working on myself, are those two separate things or one thing? Because some people like they are, and well, yeah, it could be either way. So just hopefully we can get some clarity there. And then will it be worth it? I mean, you ask if it's the right path for me, and if that's correct, then I presume it is. So I would focus on that because I mean, the right path could take you this way to realize that this is not a good place or a good thing. Um, so, uh, okay, so they're separate things. Um, okay, Madhu, I'll add you to my list. Um, I need to do the other people too. And yes, I understand your. Okay, that should be fine. Um, so I'm just trying to think of how to do this because we might need to break it up into different parts because it might make more sense to read on education. Well, I mean, I could just read and see what comes out. We might just have to do two readings though. Um, I guess I'm just wondering. Because I feel like worth it versus right path is sort of two different angles. And I think the right path is the more important part of that. Does that seem right? We talked about that a bit earlier, so let me figure out what deck I'm using. Okay. Prismatic, yeah. I'm gonna need both of these. Okay. We're probably going to be using both of these decks. We'll leave it on the green side for a touch more light. Okay. Well, I guess we'll start here. And we'll see if we get both or if they're separate. Let's see. What other cards are involved in this? Set that aside. Are those together? Check how strong that is, actually. Is there more here? No. Okay, is this for both then? With a slight preference choice. Okay. Okay, yeah. So we got these three. This is the the short of it, the a yes no. More so for the working on yourself, the spiritual side, but equally applicable to the education part of it too. This is going to be speaking to the working on yourself. This is going to be speaking to the education somewhat. And again, these are tempered pairs. So the primary with the secondary behind moderating it, modifying it. So the orbs, the shapeshifter, the geomancer. I'm going to have to double check because this deck, the Cosma deck, uses different names than a traditional tarot. I know the orbs is strength, but I'm going to have to double check on these two. They're probably yes cards all around, which would mean it's the right path, but we'll double check. Speaking to the self-work, we've got life on Earth, tempered by 6 of embers. I want to say this is the world in the traditional tarot, and then 6 of wands. I'll read through that though. And then over here we've got judgment, tempered by 6 of pentacles as far as education goes. So yeah, let me do a quick check on our yes, no, and then I'll go through these tempered pairs. Cosma. So let's find our shapeshifter, Knight of Wands, and then the geomancer, Queen of Pentacles. So let me check that. Okay, the knight is a yes, and then the queen also a yes. So yeah, those would all indicate you're on the right path. Let's go for the self-work first. Life on Earth. Fulfillment, harmony, completion. Life on Earth has existed on this planet for billions of years, and you are here witnessing it. When you see this card in a reading, take it as a wonderful sign. It asks nothing of you but appreciation. Breathe in the air, feel it in your lungs, and exhale back into the universe. You are alive, and that is enough. So, and then this is tempered by 6 of Embers. Let me get that. Just want to keep a finger there as well. Victory, minor success, self-appreciation. 6 suns rising shows itself when you need to recognize a victory. You have reached a point in your process where you can finally see how far you have come. While your journey is not over yet, it is okay to let yourself be absorbed in this moment. Even your minor successes are a gift worth celebrating. When you start to appreciate yourself, you will find that you are capable of so much more. So, yeah, I think you're already working towards harmony. So, yeah, really, the only actionable thing would be the self-appreciation. Make sure you celebrate the progress you've been making. So, because I'm pretty sure the rest of that connected for you. Zhao Jing, no, I haven't done you yet, so you're fine. I'm on waifu, so there's waifu and Mooney before you, so you've still got some time. Then waifu, so on to the education one. So judgment, tempered by 6 of Pentacles. Decisions, transitions, endings. The swirling mist beckons you in. Of course, crossing the threshold into the unknown will be daunting. The end of a journey can always be sad, but it is time to make matter-of-fact decisions and decide if where you are now is worth stagnating in the face of resplendent rejuvenation. And then this is tempered by 6 of Pentacles. There we go. Excess, generosity, paying it forward. After many struggles and painful learning experiences, life has granted you the luxury of excess. When this happens, don't be greedy and keep the wealth to yourself. Give freely, never forgetting your own hard times that have brought you to this day. Alternatively, if you are in need of clarity, don't be too proud to in need of charity, don't be too proud to receive it. Often life will restore its equilibrium without your consent when you are least prepared. Therefore, if you find someone willing to tip the scale back in your favor, don't hesitate. You will pay back the debt in full when you're better off. So, you might have a stronger sense of judgment. Let me focus on that for a moment. Yeah. I mean, I'm getting the impression that going forward with the education is improving yourself. Yeah. And that's good. Much better than staying where you were without it. And that, yeah, at the end, you'll come out with that and possibly in need of some money. And at that time where people have given you money and so you can get education, you'll then be giving them education or offering your skill set, and they'll be able to give back to you in money. So Any questions, waifu? Okay. No problem. Go ahead and shuffle these cards. And Mooney, let me find your question. Dum-dum. Okay. So we'll do what we can. I don't know that we'll really have a two-way, but if we can get messages, then we can at least get that. Let's take those, shuffle these back in. Let's pick. Is this the one I'm going to be using? Okay. So we'll be using Cosmo. And gosh, a step grandfather, right? Make sure I'm focusing on the right one. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we can get messages, but I won't be able to facilitate a two-way. That's probably going to need tempering. But we'll find out. Sorry. It just feels like they have the more they would say. Um, but either this isn't the right time or the right way of communicating like that. So trying to get them to focus on what's important. Okay. 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 Um, yeah. So, few things. Um, oh, sorry. So we're doing Mooney right now. Zhao Jing will be next, then Vijera, then Yumadu. And again, if you want to hop off, hop back on, or just watch the video later, that's all fine. Your question was clear enough. So, yeah, sorry. Back to Mooney. This is the important thing. This is the thing they thought was important. Past tense. Still relevant, I guess, but it's lost its edge, I guess, in importance. And this is a follow-up. So if in response to some sort of question you have. So we have the swan, which would normally be the high priestess, tempered by 9 of embers. This deals with, I mean, we can read it, but it'll be last stand, grit, pushing through, final push. 5 of lotuses, tempered by the peacemaker, which makes sense. I'll flip that card afterwards, since that is a follow-up. So let me set this down for now. I mean, 5 of lotuses and the peacemaker, I think makes sense. he's passed, there's been that grief. And ideally, you'd help people out during that time. That's what we're getting from the Peacemaker. So it's just lost the edge because the event has already happened, / kind of is happening still. You've still got the fallout, but let me go through the others. So, wrong side. The Swan. Protective, good omen, clarity. A glowing shield cascades down the neck of the brilliant red swan. The shield represents a protective presence in your life. The swan is an omen for safe changes. If the swan comes up when you have a decision to make, take it as an affirmation that what you feel in your mind is what your heart needs to. It represents mental clarity, wisdom, and a connection with your unconscious mind. If you've been waiting to take the plunge into something new, now is the time. Marin. Okay, yeah, we should have time. I'll add you to the list. And then this was tempered by the 9 of Embers. So obviously that protective presence. Trying to give you assurance. 9 of Embers. Resilience, grit, last stand. The erupting volcano, churning out fire in the distance, may cause you to rethink your entire plan. You've been through it all and you are exhausted, and this just seems like the finale you didn't need. This is your last push. You can see the end in the distance and know that if you can make it there, everything will be okay. When this card shows up, don't let the fatigue set in. You are nearly there. Be resilient and push on with whatever determination you have left to finish your quest. So, yeah, you've got goals or something of that sort in your life, and it might be wearing on you, but they're saying that they'll be there to help keep you safe and see you through. And then you probably have a question of some sort, and they're following up on that. So that is past lives. This would normally be death. Let me go ahead and close this. That would normally be death in a traditional tarot deck. But this is Cosmos, so things are a little different. Expansion, spirituality, awareness. Each past life you have lived influences the decisions and events of your current life. Your fears, your dreams, your wants and desires. Your past lives are entangled in each choice you make and the things that make you who you are. You have pulled this card to draw awareness to this. You are constantly expanding. New cycles are beginning and ending all the time. Take this spiritual lesson and let it shift you into the effervescent soul you wish to be. Hey, Clout. So, Mooney, I'm guessing you know the question, so you will better understand how that connects, but that's the reading. Let me... Hey, Clout. Zhao Jing, it's your turn. Let me go find your question. Oh, and let me add Marin. Clout, if you have a question, by all means, drop it in. We do have other people I need to do, but that doesn't mean we can't get to you. Although, let me check time. I feel like we have some. Yeah, we should be good. Okay. Thanks for dropping that in. Oh, a specific person? I thought you were just going for a general current and future. Go ahead and take your time. So you've got a particular person in mind. We want to know how things are and how they're going to play out. Oh, I'm mixing messages. My bad. Okay. Okay. No. Zhaojing, who I'm reading for. Just want to make sure I'm getting the question right. So you're good. Okay. And I guess let me just go ahead and pop this since that's a touch more clear. The signs aren't important to me. That's not, at least not currently, part of my practice, but I realize other readers use that. So okay, so what goes where? Okay. Okay. Further. Nice. Does it need the tempering? Yes. Okay. Let me see if I got all of that. Okay. I feel like these are usually a bit more complex, but it seems fairly straightforward. Read on your Leo, intentions towards you, and then a tempered outcome. So this is the primary, but then it's moderated by this to some degree. So Nine of Pentacles, Four of Swords. Over here, what is that? Eight of Pentacles. And then Six of Pentacles. Okay. I'll probably have to double check on those. I mean, Leo's in a pretty good place right now. As far as touching you, the Four of Swords indicates they need a bit of a break to rest and recover. So I don't know if they're asking for that. I just don't know how straightforward they are. But if they seem to be pulling away, you might want to give them a bit of space because they need some time. Or at least they want it. And then, yeah, I'll have to double check on the 8 and the Tempered 6 for the outcome. So let me go ahead and set this down. This guide is digital, so we can pop that up. And yeah, so the 8 is the primary one. Let's get that. And then obviously your questions in the context of a relationship. So great advancement. Perhaps you are working towards the accomplishment of a greater life goal. This card reflects the need for a logical and diligent approach to your projects, which makes sense. This card is also known as the Apprentice card. It comes up in readings to show education, perhaps in the form of a degree or a qualification. You'll gain great success in your endeavors as long as you take the responsibility of learning seriously. So yeah, that would indicate the relationship getting more serious. Yeah, and really the advice, just take it seriously. Think about it. Think about the long-term consequences, the outcomes, and really work through that. Tempered by Six of Pentacles. Okay, so let me get there. Six of Pentacles is a card of charity, gifts, and generosity. This card shows you that money is coming to you, but that's not the context for this question. This is a welcome sign that your circumstances are improving. This card also shows up when you are the benefactor, so you can help a friend in need, or you may support a cause that is dear to your heart. Overall, the card shows up when you are in the flow of life while connecting to the spiritual principles of generosity, giving and receiving. As you give of yourself freely, your good will come back to you. You have all you need, and the universe is supporting you abundantly. Yeah, so, I mean, I feel like that's fairly straightforward. There's just the natural give and take in a relationship. So, but I feel like that's sort of subsumed by the Eight of Pentacles and taking it seriously. Um, so, seems like that's gonna work out better. Sorry, I missed when your question came in. So let me recap. This is speaking. Oh, let me make that smaller. This is speaking to things getting more serious. I don't know that this is necessarily marriage. It could be like getting engaged or planning to get engaged, something of that nature. I wouldn't suspect boyfriend, girlfriend for this. So it gets serious, which is definitely a positive move as far as that relationship goes. You also need to be serious about it. Both of you, really. Just take that relationship seriously and plan in the future. That's the thing. It doesn't promise that. Because, yeah, I mean, you're making that move forward. I mean, nothing says that it wouldn't work out. Um, well, a lot of this is positive, but it doesn't confirm it, I guess. So there's that Six of Pentacles, the give and take. Um, you guys will probably be working the figuring out the relationship a bit more. But yeah. Yeah. So could it be there? Definitely. Could it get to that point? Yeah. And I don't see anything detracting from it. Really, it would be your guys' choice if you decide to break it off for some reason. So, okay. Well, so I don't know. Just as you guys get serious at that point, you guys will be working through what it's like, what you guys imagine a family being like, stuff like that. What it's like to live together, and I guess in your case, also work together, being together all the time. Uh, so, I mean, they're positive cards, but it doesn't speak to that finish line of marriage, if that's what you're asking about. So, it's definitely a great step in that direction. Gets you really close to it, but yeah, it doesn't get all the way there. Um, and that's not to say you guys won't get there. It just doesn't cover it. Does that make sense? Okay. Um, Let me see. So that was Zhao Qing. Vajera is next, and then you, Madhu. But I'm going to go grab some water. So give me one. Well, let me highlight who I'm on next. Vajera. Let me find that. Oh, Vajera wants to choose their deck. Well, I'll highlight this for now. Vajera, if you know which deck you want. Hey, Striker. How's it going? Let me know. And yeah, give me one sec to grab some water. Be right back. Okay. We're pretty good. Is Vajera online? That's really the question. Because they wanted to pick their deck. So. And I'm not sure they are. So let me check who's next. We'll come back to her. And yeah, let's go ahead and do Madhu's question right now. And then when Vajera comes on, we'll just get them then. Okay. Will the first marriage partner be foreign or not? So, pretty straightforward, yes, no. Yeah. So let's find our cards. We're doing good, Striker. Most people just hang out for their question, although sometimes we do get a little chatter. That seems to be it. The readings sometimes take a while, so some people just bounce and come back, or sometimes they just watch the video later, because we never know how long these will take. Hey, Kim. How's it going? Let me check. I do have stuff after this, so I need to make sure I can actually do it. Maybe. It depends on how fast they go. Go ahead and ask it. And if we have time, we'll do it. Just not quite sure how long these readings will go. So. Okay. For Madeo. So we got our yes, no. We also got this card. And it feels like a side note, a detail. You'll probably know what that's speaking to. I don't know that that's about them. Maybe. We'll see. We'll probably have to flip before we can get more detail. The Sun, that's a yes. 8 of Cups. I'll have to check on that. And then, what is that? Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. So that's a yes. Let me just check on 8 of Cups, because I think that one. Damper things just a little. Yeah, that's a no. So in combination, we've got 2 yeses and the 1 no. Oh, sorry, it was lagging there for a bit. So yes, but it'll take time. So I don't know how much time that is, but it sounds like it's still a ways off. And then the side note here, Queen of Cups, action and victory are the notes there. We'll go ahead and read that one. And we've got the digital guide, so we can go ahead and pull that up. The Queen of Cups is feminine, sensitive, and creative. She represents the mother archetype, and she is naturally psychic, trusting her higher wisdom in all matters. When this queen makes a close connection with someone, they are truly treasured. This card shows up in a reading to indicate the ideal female partner who is unafraid of intimacy while having boundaries. Love and happiness are in the forefront. Follow your heart. It is also a good time to pay attention to your dreams. They hold great messages for you. So, and can I get a better read? Yeah, I mean, you're probably already partway there, but really just embrace that ideal more so. And I feel like yeah, I don't know if that's where you were explicitly heading, but that's the direction you were going. So might be able to expedite it by really focusing in on it. There is, I just have to keep it manually. So, and yeah, I can go over that right now since we're in between. You can ask Twinkle. It'll depend on time because we do have quite a few people. And if Vajera has hopped on, let me know. Because you're due a turn. But let's go to Mayrin. They had their question. A general reading. Okay. And maybe that's Mayrin. Okay. General reading. Yes. Let's get that mat out. Dump. Okay. Okay. Here we are. So this is the central one. This seems to be current and present and really the focal. Um, there is somewhat of a timeline here. So these are incoming things. Um, well, and I think I'll need a flip before I know more. Ace of Lotuses. That's pretty positive, and we can read up on that. Eight of Embers and Life on Earth. Okay. So this would be Eight of Wands. I'm going to have to double check that. And so, yeah, I might as well read all of them. But, yeah. Ace of Lotuses is going to be pretty positive. And that's where you're at and focused. So that'll be good. Cosmo? Yeah. Ace of Lotuses. Oh, sorry. This would normally be the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Chalices. So, new feelings, emotional surplus, intuition. The wellspring offers an infinite source of emotion as it cleanses everything around it, allowing space for new feelings to grow. Drink from the flowing gold, it will nourish your spirit. When this card comes up in a reading, it is a sign you are about to embark on a new emotional journey. Embrace this. Do not fear in new emotions, but rather adventure. It is sure to provide a sense of rejuvenation. So you can prepare for that a bit. Eight of Embers. Rapid action, movement, quick decisions. This is a dark card and something you hoped you'd never live to see. But now you must let your survival instincts kick in and learn how to make quick decisions. This card has shown up as an alert. Rapid action may be required at any moment. Waiting in place is not an option anymore. This is not a card for the faint of heart. It asks much of you, and you must be willing to give it. You must learn to be comfortable executing a big decision on your own. Make moves before you are taken down. And again, that's an incoming thing, but yeah, I was just checking. I'm not sure that it's going to be emotional decisions per se, which obviously the Ace of Lotuses will prep you for. But with the Eight of Embers, you might just need to be wise. So I don't know how else you might be able to prepare for that. So, yeah. That's coming. Yeah, I just wish I knew how I could prepare you for that. And then the other one, Life on Earth, which would normally be the world in the traditional tarot deck. Fulfillment, harmony, completion. Life on Earth has existed on this planet for billions of years, and you are here witnessing it. When you see this card in a reading, take it as a wonderful sign. It asks nothing of you but appreciation. Breathe in the air, feel it in your lungs, and exhale back into the universe. You are alive, and that is enough. So that might help you through the Eight of Embers. Again, that's, yeah, often the, well, I don't want to say distant future. It's not happening tomorrow, but big scheme, it's going to be sooner rather than later. Yeah. Yeah, I wish I could prepare you better for the Eight of Embers, but you'll have to work through that on your own, it seems. So, or I guess we could maybe try reading more, but right now, and your focus is the Ace of Lotuses. So I would go back and review that as far as things to do now. Okay. Let's see. Vijera, if you're back again, we can do you. Otherwise, let me find. I already did you, Madhu, so gosh. Let me remember what it was. The answer was yes, but it will take time. But there was a side note. What was that? That was probably what I was looking at. Queen of Cups. So, and you can go back, watch the video. Right. So, yeah, you'll be able to find it. So, let me go ahead and do. Let me find Clout. And I'll just need Vijera to speak up when they get back. Hello. Nope, that was Zhao. Where's Clouts? There it is. Thank you. I think, yeah. They didn't elaborate too much on this, but I'm basically wanting a read on this connection. So let me go ahead and set this aside. Yeah, because we're using Destiny. Let's see. Hey, Umer. How's it going? Okay, Cancer. So let's read. Doing pretty good. Slow start today, but now I get to read for a bunch of people, so that is fun. Where does this one go? Okay. I don't really need the horoscopes, but basically you're asking about you and someone else, yes? Vijera, finally. Yes. Let me finish with Clout since I'm already working on theirs, but yeah. It's been your opportunity to be read for a little while. Do you know which deck you wanted to use? is it just that? Okay. Okay, for clout, fairly simple. A read on them and their thoughts towards you. So 10 of Swords, not the best. 6 of Pentacles, opportunity, inheritance. What's the best way to put it? The person you liked is essentially dead. Frankly, I wouldn't really have anything to do with this person at this point. So, or well, I'm just worried you're going to treat them like the old person, and they're not. So, if you want to be a positive influence in their life, that would seem fine. But yeah, I'm worried they'd end up taking advantage of you. So yeah, caution at best. Let me go ahead and set this down. Okay. Hey, Naomi. Vijera, do you have a specific person in mind? Because I think earlier it sounded like there were potentially multiple people. You ask, although in this case, Naomi, I'm running short on time, so I don't think I'll have. I'll be able to read for you today, but we'll be streaming next week. In fact, let me go ahead and pop that while I work this out with. So I guess I just finished reading for Clout. That's what those cards were for. Okay. And then you said you wanted the black one, right? Not the pink. These are the different decks I have. Speaking to Vijera. Because there's also Cosma and there's Prisma. But you were wanting the Lost Forest, right? Okay. So the Prisma deck. Which is good. I do like that one for intention, which is what you're asking about. So that's perfect. intentions. But yeah, so Naomi will stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can check the schedule. They're different times, but yeah, I'm going to have to wrap this up in a little bit. So I won't be able to read for you, unfortunately, at least not today. It's covered now. Okay. Let me see. Where are the others? I will. Give me a sec. Interesting. Okay. Sorry. It's just me picking the cards. So, yeah. So, quite a few. Strongest one, next strongest. As far as intentions, this seems to be pretty weak. And then this is one they do not have. So, that's the state of it. 3 of Swords. So, okay. Hey, Dimizer? Kim, I've added you. You would be after a striker who I don't think asked a question. So, but yeah, you're on the list. No, I just can't hold all the cards and hold up the phone, which is my camera. So, yeah, I want to set something up so that I can just leave the camera up, but right now I don't have that sort of setup. So, no, I flipped them when you saw them. Hey, Twinkle. Yeah, I mean, so 3 of Swords, that's reality check, or at least that's how I like to refer to it. It's the painful reality check. We can read through it. Something else might stand out, but that's the gist of that. 8 of Chalices, they're just letting you wander through the mist until you finally get out of it. they're not helping you in any way work through this. So, or at least they're not trying to. Um, on the lower side, Six of Pentacles. So there's some give and take, but yeah. In a sense, they want to keep it going. But again, we don't necessarily have the most positive things going on here. So, right. And I guess I can zoom in a little. And then this is the intention they do not have. The Fool, adventure, beginnings, really any sort of start. So, as far as like taking it to the next level or anything like that, yeah, that's not happening. So let me go ahead and set this down. I'll double check the Three of Swords, but yeah, I think we've got a good feel for the others. Prisma. Gosh, Three of Swords. I have a head. I can use it. Sorrow, mental pain, grief. This card is a stark warning that even the swiftest animal can be brought down by treachery. It may be possible that you plan to wield the sword yourself. If this is true, know your actions irreparably shape the world you live in. So, yep. Yeah, and it doesn't really give us the motivation of the why, but yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right then. Let me go ahead and find the next person then. So Striker. They didn't ask a question if I recall right. Hey, Master. Excuse me, Master Trooper. Let me just check real quick. I'm not seeing it. There it is. Yeah, I just popped in for a bit. So yeah, Kim. Who's coming next? So this is your question, and then we're running past time, so we'll just wrap up with Kim and then Twinkle. And we'll call that good. I guess for the people hoping for a reading, we're streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll pop the caption, or actually, here, I can pop that now. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I guess that should be MDT for daylight savings, but I'll set up the stream so that you can either follow or get the notification or whatever. The schedule's on Twitch for those of you there. And yeah, it's just first come, first serve. We'll do readings for about 2 hours and call it good. But yeah, we're going to wrap up with Kim and then Twinkle. So let me go highlight her question again. who is coming next in romance? Which is interesting. I don't usually get like physical characteristics, but we'll see what we get. Yeah, so this is going to be Lost Forest. Usually, love relationship stuff I would expect from Destiny, but that's the deck we're using. So, okay. Who is coming next? Hey, Tina. How's it going? I'm already going overtime, so not today. But we'll be streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday, regular times. So, and I just popped the schedule, but I'll pop it again at the end of the stream. I'll try to set something up so people can do it at other times. But first things first, gotta learn my job. So, thank you. I appreciate you coming by. I'll sort that out after we find all the cards. Hey, Master Trooper. Same thing. I'm not going to have time today for a reading for you. But we've got the schedule on Twitch. Unless getting a job changes that, you'll be able to hop on then. And it's just first come, first serve. I'm doing well. A little stressed because I do need to wrap up. But it'll work itself out. Okay, let's figure out these. is this? Just got one card. I can't quite place what its purpose is. Not that. So skew, but an answer to what? Yeah, I don't know what that's an answer to, but we'll just get there when we get there. So, two aspects. This is going to be a strong aspect of the person. This is basically a sign. It'll be when this is happening. Because, I mean, you might know this person for longer than when the relationship starts. This card over here is skewed. So its meaning is offset. But I don't know what it's speaking to. I don't know if that's just like a DM, a side note. Because it doesn't exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure it's necessarily on the topic of who's next. So we'll flip that later. 7 of Oceans. The Chariot. And then over here we've got Queen of Oceans. Okay. So, I mean, this would correspond to 7 of Cups. Things not being what they seem. Or having difficulty to make out fantasy from fact. What's real. The Chariot, that's fast movement, very powerful. Driven in a sense. So, yeah, they'll have that sort of energy associated with them. Yeah. As far as 7 of Oceans, there's going to be a fair amount of confusion with this person. So maybe you'll see more of that before this kicks in. The Queen of Oceans, our trigger. I'll go ahead and read up on her. Yeah. So let me set this down. There it is. This guy. Queen of Oceans. Compassionate, caring, emotionally stable. So that's speaking. So that's speaking to them. Yeah. So it seems like when they reach a place of being consistently compassionate and caring, I don't know that they'll be fully stable. That would be nice, but yeah. I mean, you'll probably have identified them from the 7 of Oceans and the energy of the Chariot. But yeah, after working through 7 of Oceans and getting a little closer to the Queen, they'll have calmed down enough to actually make it something worth pursuing. Twinkle, you are on the list. Let me finish Kim's and you'll be our last read, actually. Okay. So that was that, but then there's this skew. So let's go ahead and figure out what this is. 9 of Oceans. And that's going to be offset a bit. So again, I'll need to read that. Skew's just odd because, I mean, it's offset from, it's not reversed, it's not upright, it's off to the side. 9 of Oceans, yeah. So normally contentment, satisfaction, gratitude. So obviously if that were for you. I want to say this is how people are viewing you. That they're happy with who you are and even grateful for it. So, yeah. Way to be great, Kim. So, yeah, that wasn't necessarily related to who's next, but that's pretty positive. Okay. To me, that didn't feel very clear, but I think that's all I've got on that, Kim. So let me know if you've got questions or need clarification on that. But I'll go ahead and set up for Twinkle's question. Oh, thank you for highlighting that. Turns out I don't need a deck. Let me just go ahead and highlight so that we know where the read is. But the answer is yes, small lies, but lies nonetheless. So I know that can build up over time. So yeah. Just hard to balance what the right course of action is for that. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'll pop our schedule Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They're at different times. So convert to your time zone as appropriate. And I'll put up the events or whatever, so you can follow those if you want. Yeah. Yeah. No problem. We've got this. If you guys want to connect, there should be a link in the description as well, but that'll take you to the social media. I haven't been posting much, but at some point I might get around to it again. And then there's also the donate link as well. So for PayPal. But yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time.